Let's go. Let's go.
Hello chums, welcome back to another episode of Club Friday. Today I'm joined with Firaz, owner and founder of Source Shop. Source Shop is a Dundee-based personal shopping service where you can pick up all the latest sneakers, fashion and even most recently watches. Today we're filming at Source Shop in Dundee city centre, but you can find all the info about Source on Instagram at sourced_shop. Firaz, thank you very much for coming on the podcast today. How have you been doing recently?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, good. So I just want to get started right from the start. What made you want to get into fashion? What's your first experiences with fashion and sneaker culture?
First experience. Actually, I remember it was in 2014 in December. I was saving up for a Supreme hoodie, a zip-up hoodie. It was snow camo. We'll put a picture up. It was a snow camo hoodie, so we'll put a picture up of that. I saved up like a tenner every week for like the whole of December, and then in January I ended up buying it. I ended up selling it because it was too big for a bit more than what I bought it for. And I realised like, oh, okay, I can make a bit of money off this. So like I started hitting up like weekly releases on Supreme, at 11 o'clock. I was waiting, do it in school, just take a couple minutes out and just do it. And then it kind of just kick-started from there, like just buying and selling. But that was where it started.
Yeah, so from day one, the first thing you bought, you realised, oh, I could buy it at a price and sell it even more. Yeah. And so from the cogs were kind of going from that point.
At that time, it wasn't about the money.
No.
But it was about liking the stuff, and then.
Yeah.
But I mean, the money did have like kind of a part in it. Cause I was so young. Like, was it 4 years ago? I was like 16 or something at the time. So like for a 16-year-old to sell something like sell a bit of clothing and make money aside from a part-time job is it's quite good.
Yeah, definitely. So what made you want to kind of take it on full time and really make a proper business out of it?
Well, actually, like since 2015 to 2018, I just kept like buying what I wanted, like just enjoying it. And then I got to 2018. That's when I started like buying and selling like on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
So then I started the page in August. And I think within like a few weeks I hit like 1,000 followers. It was crazy. And then the reach was mad. So then like I can't remember the exact date. Then I came here. When I opened the shop here, I think it was like October. It wasn't long after. Like everything happened so fast.
Yeah.
Like I just had messages, people saying like, oh, like you should do this and that, and then I just took it all on board. Like I was free as well. Like I just started college, but college wasn't on till September. So I had like a lot more free time to do what I wanted. So I just kind of like I just went from there. But
so was it that made you want to get into more personal shopping for people?
To be honest, I got bored of waiting for releases like in the morning for Supreme at like 11 o'clock and refreshing my page, like going on the sneakers app and like entering all these raffles. And like the stock that I had, people were always wanting more, or they were wanting something different. Like they were asking me, can you get this in this size, or can you get something else, or like I know you've not got this, but can you get me this?
Yeah.
And then I realised like there's not many other pages or companies that like source things for people. So I kind of brought my name into it and just started going from there. Like I'd source one thing for someone and I put it on my story. Like you see it from my highlights. Like the sourcing just comes out of nowhere. Like I just got one thing for someone, then the next person would ask me for something totally different, and I'd get that for them. I think it was just like a domino cycle, or like someone saw that I could get this for someone else that was sold out, and then I could just keep
definitely
what they wanted. Do you know what I mean?
And that's definitely a neat thing to have in Dundee, because Dundee isn't like huge. We've not, like I think you're probably one of the first and only people to take on something like that, and especially with like high fashion getting far more popular in recent years. Like there's definitely like you've just got right in there, like top of the market.
No, I'm lucky. I don't know if it's luck, but I definitely got in early.
Perfect timing for it.
Perfect timing, definitely. Yeah, because since then a lot of people have jumped on the train. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, absolutely.
And a lot of people still tell me to this day, like you started early, like you're the original and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like people know. But yeah, no, I got in at a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, on the table here we've got Sean Morris. Yes. And so you managed to get your hands
Yeah,
on
actually,
early on the
Yeah,
day.
this was before Sourced was a thing actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
of course, yeah. What years was this?
It was 2017.
2017. Wow.
I think so anyway.
Yeah,
It's been I mean, it's been that long. I
Yeah.
can't actually remember.
I know. It's still crazy money people pay for these. I absolutely love them. So good. So how did you manage to get your hands on so many pairs of these at the time?
So me and my friend Robbie, we went to Aberdeen. My friend Robbie and we were in the queue. I think actually I vividly remember this. We were 20th and 21st in the queue, and for it to be like 10 a.m. 24 hours before, that's like, it's quite good for the shoe that it was. So 24 hours before we just drove to Aberdeen. Like I literally told my family like 10 minutes before, because we didn't even know that we were going to be camping. Like, it was
Yeah.
such a last minute thing. So we were like, okay, let's go camp and let's just start now, because we were both. Yeah, I was off for the whole 2 days. It was a Thursday and Friday. I was off, and he was off work as well. So we drove to Aberdeen. We got in the queue. And we just set up, like we had chairs. We just put
Yeah.
chairs down. Had a sleeping bag. We just sat in the sleeping bag. I think we went to Sainsbury's. There's a small Sainsbury's around the corner of Hannon. We just went there and got lunch, and we just sat in the queue. We were just talking to like random people. We
Yeah.
didn't even know anyone.
Yeah.
I think there was a few Dundee boys before us, or I don't know if maybe they came after us. But yeah, no, we just sat in the queue, and then more and more people started coming,
Yeah.
and it got to the point where like the full side of the street was like full of the queue. Like people were going on the other side, and then that was full, so people had to go around the corner. It was pretty mental.
mental.
So that was my first experience, and then what happened was, I got my pair, and then my mate was texting me. He was like, "Can you get me a pair?" And I was like, "It's going to be difficult, but I'll try." To like buy a pair off someone else for a good price, and then he texted me like 2 minutes later saying, "It doesn't matter, I got them on the Nike app. I
Oh.
won the raffle," and I was like,
That's so lucky.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that is amazing. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so rare for
Yeah.
it to win. Do you know what I mean? Especially in a shoe like this. You know
I
how many
know,
people
I know,
like this
yeah.
is probably like one of the most entered shoes.
Definitely. I
Like
was entered in all
people
of
who
them.
are not into shoes know what this shoe is.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
absolutely, definitely.
Like, and you've got them on as well. Like,
Of course, yeah,
yeah.
I had to have them on for a
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
there was a guy at Size just round the corner. He
Yeah,
camped
yeah,
for
yeah.
3 days.
really, yeah.
He came here on the Thursday, and he was here till the
Yeah,
Saturday.
yeah, yeah.
And I
or whatever day it was.
Yeah, I think it was the Saturday
Yeah.
here that came out. But yeah, I remember bumping into him as well, because I went about 5 in the morning for the Skepta Air Max.
the 97s,
Yeah.
the black ones.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I bumped into him, and I thought he looked familiar,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
got chatting. He said he was the one that queued out, and I just thought that is meant. I don't know if I could do that. But even around the time these coming out, I was down south at the time, and I was seeing if people were going to go out and camp for me, like I would pay them and
Mm.
whatever, and seeing if anyone would like help me out with the raffles or
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And it was my first time ever trying to buy a pair of shoes, especially like to this
yeah,
like kind of like
limited release.
yeah. And I failed miserably and ended up paying £340 for them on the day, and I was absolutely gutted. But looking back now,
Very
I'm
good
absolutely
investment.
thrilled that I
yeah,
paid
yeah,
that for
yeah.
them. Yeah, absolutely.
Like today, I would probably say that you might as well have just paid retail. Like it's
Yeah.
basically the same.
Yeah,
idea,
definitely.
So then I ended up walking away with I think I walked away with like 6 pairs in hand on the day, and I had bought like more pairs, but there was like kids a few years younger than me in the queue. They were like literally just beside us, or like a few spots down, and I just told them like, if you're selling your pairs, then I'll just buy them. So I had buyers. The funny thing is, like at that time, I couldn't even afford to buy like 5 of these.
All right.
So I already had buyers. So I told the buyers like, just send me the money. So I'd get the money from the buyer, then I would send the money to the seller and take the shoes off them. So obviously I got my cut in between that.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
So I didn't really need to put any money into it, because I had already sorted out the money.
Yeah.
So like basically the money went from the buyer to the seller, and then I was just like the middleman. So then I just took the shoes and took them to Dundee. So there's about 6 pairs there. Online I think I bought about 4, and then over the years, like I don't know, like it must be about 50. Like last year it was at like 37.
37.
37.
Pairs come through here.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I sold like 10 to 15 of in here actually. I sold 1 pair at an event in Glasgow. Get hyped. Did you see the picture of them? They were absolutely ruined.
Yes, I did that
Yeah,
one day.
yeah.
Oh,
We'll
that
put the
broke-
picture up
yeah,
actually.
yeah,
'cause
we'll
it
put it up,
messed
yeah.
up.
Oh man, I broke
Yeah.
my heart, man.
Yeah. You should see my messages. I was just scrolling for days of people replying to it saying, "What is this? Oh my god!"
Yeah.
But yeah, nah. So then obviously I got those like 10 pairs, and throughout the years, after I started Source, people were wanting these for Christmas. This is like the biggest shoe.
Oh really?
It's such a good gift. Like,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So now I think there must be hitting like 50.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Well, I remember on the day, on Air Max Day, seeing you with.
Do you remember that?
I remember
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
at the time. I was like obviously on my phone that morning.
Yeah,
loads.
yeah.
I remember getting sent a picture. Oh, look how many pairs Firaz got. And I
No
was like,
way.
how's he done that? I can't believe it's taken me 3
Yeah.
years to find out what the story was. That's mental.
That's metal. It comes full circle.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
as we were saying earlier on, but
Yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's been some favourites for you this year so far of sneaker releases?
So we'll put pictures up of White Jordan 4.
Oh yeah,
No,
the sort of cream colour.
Yeah, the
ones.
cream. Oh man,
I love
beautiful.
them. They're
I was in
so
Glasgow last week and someone was wearing them. Honestly, they're so nice on
Yeah.
foot. I think that's probably my favourite, to be honest.
What about some of the stuff Travis Scott's been doing this year? Are you with a lot of it?
Dunks, insane.
He's
really
brought
nice.
back the
yeah.
dunk big
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
He's like
big
the
time.
biggest
Dunks are
advocate.
such a big shoe.
Yeah.
Like the Chunky Dunkies, you see the Ben and Jerry's ones?
Yeah, they were meant.
Yeah,
They're a bit mental
they're-
for me, but
yeah,
I'd like
yeah.
to have a pair
They're,
of just to
they're
have.
too loud, but definitely a cool shoe to have.
Very, very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my mates actually won a pair.
Oh really?
He's holding on to them, so we'll see how much he sells them for. But you can sell them now for like $1,000.
Oh, big time.
So
Yeah.
it's like £900 in the pocket.
Yeah. Are you into dunks? Would you wear dunks? Are you?
No, I don't. I'm not.
You're not
into
into
dunks,
them,
no.
no.
I won't lie. Like, people are so like infatuated with saying like, "I love dunks. I'm a big collector."
Yeah.
I'm not into dunks. Like, I don't like dunks.
No?
Nah. I appreciate them for what they are, but I'm not a dunk guy.
Yeah.
Like,
What's kind of been your favourite? Like, what's kind of like all time favourite releases of shoes? Just any company.
These
Oh,
big
these
time, yeah. These
Yeah.
are amazing for me. I love
These
these.
are so cool. These are the first time
Skies.
I've seen these ones in person
Yeah.
today. They're amazing.
Honestly, they're so comfy. They're so light. I got a pair. I think it was I think it was last year. I got these for my birthday. I just bought them for myself. Just
Oh right, brilliant. Yeah.
as a little gift, and then. But yeah, nah, I love these shoes.
Is this your favourite colourway of them?
No, I like the green and yellow pair. You know the.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like the other one of these, and then the newer ones. I've got the grey ones as well. That I've absolutely ruined. I've got them.
Oh,
I
right, yeah.
like them a lot as well.
Yeah, they're cool.
And then I've got the all blacks. So
Brilliant.
yeah.
As a personal shopper for people, or even just as a kind of fashion sneaker fanatic yourself, has there ever been anything that you found really difficult to get your hands on? Is there something that's in your grail that you're trying to get or hope to get in the future?
For myself, nah. Like I've not even got a big collection. I've probably got like 10 pairs or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just buy what I wear and that's it. Like I've had so many pairs of these that I always think like I'll keep them for myself, but
Yeah.
I just can't get with them. So
No?
like personally, I just don't think I suit the shape, so I just move them on.
That's fair
Yeah.
enough, yeah.
Like unless it's making me money sitting there, it's
Yeah.
just getting moved on. Like aside from stock, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. What about for requests from people? Has there ever been anything like you've really struggled
Yeah,
to
like
get?
there's been like, but it's nothing like I've struggled because it's so big. It's because I've struggled because it's like, just like I don't want to say, but it's like a weird thing to ask for.
Right,
do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, just a bit
Or
more.
like something from years ago that was like it wasn't even limited. It was just like a shoe that
It's just hard to find
Yeah.
now, yeah.
it was just like a general release that nobody really bought to keep. It was just kind of like you would just buy it to wear it and that's it. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who do you think's been making the best sneaker collaborations? Like people like Travis Scott
Yeah,
or
Travis is
Pharrell
up
or
there.
Virgil, or who's up there for you?
Travis and Virgil, big
Yeah.
time. Yeah. What Virgil done with the 10? Insane.
Yeah, yeah, really
Insane.
cool. Have you seen his dunks? He's
We'll show that.
been- yeah,
Yeah,
we'll show them. Yeah.
yeah.
What has been your favourite Travis Scott model recently?
The ones I love the lows. I had the
Oh,
lows,
right,
I
yeah.
had the lows, but they were so uncomfy that I sold
Yeah.
them. The highs, obviously, you can't say no to them. They're
Yeah.
beautiful, and obviously the dunks,
Yeah.
so sick. The first ones, the 4s, they're amazing. You know, have you seen them?
Yeah.
The blue ones.
Yeah, we'll show them as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, they're really cool. A couple of my mates have had them.
I try to get on my hands on the Air Force Ones.
He's done. I think 2 Air Force Ones.
The ones with the
Oh yeah, then you done the third one. You done the third
yeah,
Air Force
the
ones.
most recent one,
Yeah,
the
most
Cactus
recent
Jack
ones, yeah.
sort of thing,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
Browns and all that going on.
I got a pair. I had a couple of pairs of them. You've probably seen them on Instagram.
I saw them, yeah, and I was like,
Really
oh,
nice.
I was on like 10 raffles
Yeah,
for that,
yeah,
no
yeah.
joy.
Nah, they're really nice.
I really like them. I like the 270s he did recently as
Oh
well.
yeah,
They're
I
quite-
keep forgetting. Like you're bringing stuff up now. And, like there's that many shoes.
He's
but-
done loads, like
Yeah.
just like coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, the 270s are.
I really
nice,
like
yeah.
them. I'm going to try and get my hands on them. I loved the sole on them. It looked like a bit worn out.
Yeah.
They're
It's
really
like it
cool.
already came aged, basically. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I personally think that with rap more recently becoming very mainstream and kind of entering top 40 charts and that, I
Yeah.
think that the content within rap music and its lyrics has definitely boosted fashion, and that's why things like Louis and Off-White
Yeah, big time.
and even like people like Rick Owens and that kind of just becoming like more of a thing that's talked about.
Yeah.
Who do you think has had like really big influences on fashion within rap music culture and that?
I can't miss Kanye. Like
No,
that's
of
one of
course
the
not, yeah.
biggest artists of all
Yeah.
time, and to like what he done with Nike and then moving on to Yeezy,
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like he just took the game from here to like there.
yeah,
Like one of my favorite shoes of all time, the Turtle Doves. I think it was the first 350. Yeah, it was the first 350 to come out. Yeah.
yeah.
But it wasn't the first Adidas Yeezy, so it was the first 350. That was that's my favourite. That had like that was actually what drew me into streetwear as well, because I saw those shoes on YouTube, and I was like, I just love that shoe.
Yeah.
And those came out around that time that I got into everything as well, like 2015, the start of. But yeah, like at that time they were priced at like over $1,000, and I just couldn't get them.
Yeah.
I've got them now, thankfully,
Yeah,
and I probably won't ever sell them, but.
that was the first pair I ever saw like in person. Was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Turtle Doves, like when they'd first come out, and I couldn't believe how much I'd heard people had paid for them. Because at that time I was like, I wouldn't have thought that shoes would be nearly that price. But what is it you like about Kanye, kind of as a creator of fashion? What is it about him in particular?
It's like his perspective on things, and like he took nothing and built a shoe out of it. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
definitely,
there was
yeah.
no silhouette already.
No,
there was
no.
nothing. It was like he had that vision, and it just came to light. You see, like it's not a dig or anything, but like Virgil and that, they've just kind of like took shoes that have already been put out and
Yeah.
just done their own.
Done
twist
their
to
own,
them.
yeah.
But I think it's way more respectable for what Kanye done. Where like he just took nothing, a blank canvas.
Yeah.
And,
You can't compare it to
Yeah,
anything. It doesn't
yeah,
look
yeah.
like anything.
Yeah,
It's
it doesn't
all
look like
totally its
anything,
own
yeah.
thing. Definitely that shape and the 350 shape. That's
yeah,
definitely.
I mean, people say it looks like a Rocher run, but
Nah.
Yeah.
I get. The
I can see where it comes from, but you're always going to be able to compare one shoe to another.
Yeah,
so,
there's
like,
always
If you've got that mindset, then you can always compare something to something else.
Yeah,
do you
of
know what I
course,
mean?
yeah. And
Yeah.
what I like about Kanye is he does everything himself. It all is about
Yeah,
him. Like
yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
recently, like at the start of the year, he posted a picture. He has a sheep farm now, so he
Yeah,
can get the
that's right,
cotton
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
right there. That is amazing. His
Yeah.
color palettes are so incredible.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
just,
if he doesn't like it, it won't go. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely,
So
yeah.
like, there's no like, I know he was getting mistreated at Nike, and like
yeah,
they weren't really favouring him for what he wanted to do, or they weren't allowing him to express
yeah,
his vision. Do you know what I mean? But when he moved to Adidas, like, like it boomed.
yeah. And he doesn't have to like do that for anyone. If he's
Yeah,
not
that's it.
comfortable
Yeah,
or happy,
yeah,
he can just
yeah,
go elsewhere
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
because he's got
But
such
he's
a
in a
huge
great
power.
position just now that he can do what he wants.
Yeah.
Aside from all the controversy and everything, he's done fantastic.
Yeah, no, that aside, as a creator, he's
Yeah.
amazing.
But then that's just politics and fashion. That's two separate.
Yeah, no,
topics.
we're not weighing into
Yeah.
politics or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as a person who has started up a personal shopping business in that, kind of more locally and around Scotland, etc.,
Yeah.
what does someone like you, what do you think of places like StockX?
I've used it loads. It's a good service. Like,
Yeah.
I won't bash it. I can't bash it. I've used it for buying a few times just for personal bits.
Yeah.
I've sold on there like loads. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot. Just if I've bought something that I expected to sell but I didn't sell, I would just stick it on there and it would sell instantly.
Yeah.
I just get the money for it. But yeah, no, it's a good company. Like, there's a lot of controversy with it, like
Yeah.
because of apparently what it's done for the game and sneakers in general and stuff like that. But no, it's like the easiest way to buy. If you've got the money, is what you would go for.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
If you're not wanting to go and hunt through Instagram pages and stuff like that, I know people who like they can afford to use it, so they would use it, and the item comes within 2 weeks or whatever, and they're happy enough to pay it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People hate the price, but your business has got to have a markup for it to
Yeah,
make
of
money.
course.
Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean? So
definitely.
you can't constantly bash prices of items. Like, you're just going to be a big moan if you're just going to keep doing that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand where they're coming from. There's always going to be a cheaper shoe, but for the ease, you're paying for convenience. At the end
Yeah,
of the day.
absolutely.
So,
Yeah, definitely. And they do it fairly. Like even like Sean Wotherspoons, they go up and down
yeah.
like quite often, and especially with Yeezy making a lot more models in the past few months and them coming out, like the price of them has kind of went down. Like for standards, obviously,
Yeah.
like bigger models like the Zebras and stuff like that, they stay quite high.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. They're shopping for convenience. That's
Yeah.
absolutely right.
And they're good. They're great for selling. Like,
yeah,
I'll send something off, and the next day it'll get there, and either the same day or the day after that I'll have already been paid.
Yeah.
Straight into the PayPal. Yeah, so I can't bash it at all.
no, that's pretty good. I wouldn't have expected it to be such a quick turnaround. I've never really,
Yeah,
I've never bought.
I mean,
anything
for
from
buying,
StockX.
like you do have to wait like a week to 2 weeks. Maybe.
Yeah.
I know people who now, only due to COVID though, they're waiting like 8 weeks plus
Wow.
for shoes. Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah,
But it is what it is. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, no. And another thing with StockX is like I feel like they've done me a lot of good as well. Like I've got a lot of customers who, in the past, they've sent me like screenshots of StockX and they've shown me like the price. Like for example, like last week, a boy brought Zebras off me, and he said StockX are doing them for, I think it was like 408, and I was like, I can get them for 380 for you, and he was like, okay, done. Like, let's just do it. So like in that way, it's done good. Like, it secured me a lot of
right,
deals.
yeah,
It encourages people to shop around as well. Like, in another sense, you've got that side of the coin where you're more expensive than StockX, and people are like, oh, StockX is cheaper, and then the only thing I can really say is like you're gonna have to wait longer, or
yeah,
just go with StockX. I don't mind sending someone to StockX if you don't want to pay extra. That's fine with me. I'll happily help you like buy with them or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop you from getting the shoes that you want.
no, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Firaz had asked his Instagram followers for any questions that they might have regarding himself or the business. So we'll have some questions from his followers. So,
Let's do
favourite shoe of all time?
it. Okay. I don't have a favourite shoe of all time. I like a lot of shoes, so I can't. If I had to put one at number one, it would be the Turtle Doves.
Okay, yeah.
Like, honestly, I love those so much. I don't know what it is. Like, it's the grey, the black, the white midsole. It just goes with everything.
Yeah,
And it's the whole idea. Like, I wanted that one shoe for years.
yeah,
And when I eventually got it, I was like, wow! Like, I finally got the shoe.
yeah.
I remember the deal, and I don't want to say the deal right now because
No,
it was quite a bad deal, but I finally got them. And then number two would be like the original Off-White Presso.
oh yeah, okay, yeah,
I love them. I've got them as well.
yeah,
Yeah, and they're like one of my favourite shoes.
Yeah.
And they're both so comfy as well. That's like another.
yeah,
plus side.
definitely good. How did you manage to fund everything, and how do you have so many plugs?
So we can split that into two.
Yes, yeah.
So the first half, how did I manage to fund everything?
How did you manage to fund everything?
So the story. Remember the first hoodie that I bought?
It all started from there.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah?
Like I had £0. Like it's not like I never had money, but I would never buy clothes like that. So
No.
like I had no money, and that was like it was £110 at the time, and I was so used to buying like Stussy or whatever for like 30 quid out of like just a high street retailer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Online size or something like that. You'd buy like a Stussy or Hoff for like £30. So I made that jump to Supreme and it was like £110, and so I really did have to save up like my tenors. So I saved up from working at my uncle's shop and that, and then I got that hoodie, and I think from there it was more just reinvesting rather than actually getting money, because I never had capital to begin with. I just had whatever money I had in my bank is what I used to start
Right,
with. You know what I mean? So like I just kind of put money towards something. I'd sell it, get a bit extra money, but don't get me wrong. There'd be times where I bought something I'd lose money.
Oh yeah.
So I just
yeah.
use that money again and just kind of take it as another starting point. But it's just all about reinvesting.
Definitely, yeah.
Like you don't always need to have a big bank account to start with. Like I must have had like £500 to start with. Like
That's great.
it's a lot of money.
No,
Don't get me
yeah,
wrong.
definitely, yeah.
But when you're talking about like £500, like £500 wouldn't even get you one
Yeah,
of these.
exactly,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Or one of these. So at that time, £500 was a lot, and I could do a lot with it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And so how do you have so many plugs?
I don't even know how to answer that.
I'm kind of
Honestly.
wondering that
I think over the years I just built up relationships with
Yeah.
like people in the know. Like I've got a lot of friends in London and down south, and through doing events as well.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
You know, taking source to events and stuff like that. I've met people who've got their own shops and their own businesses, and it's about who you know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah, so
where,
just
like,
networking,
Yeah, it's just
maybe,
networking. Yeah, like if you'll meet someone who can get you this thing for cheaper, but you'll meet someone else who can get you a different thing for cheaper.
Right. Yeah.
And now, luckily, I'm in like a place where I can sort a shoe out within like 5 minutes. And,
Yeah, that's
and that's
amazing.
it sorted, and it's like at the best price as well. Like I won't need to go hunting for hours on end. Like if I want a shoe, it'll most likely be there for me.
Yeah, that's
people,
brilliant. Yeah, that's great.
And it's good for my customers as well, because like I can, if they ask me for the price within 5 minutes, I just get back to them
That's
with the price. You know
brilliant,
what I mean? Yeah. I used to be sorry, I keep taking.
Oh no,
you
no,
away
it's
from
okay.
your
No,
phone.
sorry, that's okay.
But I used to be like really rapid with replying, but now the messages are just getting so like as I told you, I already had like 6 messages from sitting down.
That's insane. Yeah.
And
We've
it's
been
just
sitting
the
here for
messages
like
just
20 minutes.
yeah, we've been sitting here for like half an hour, and it's just the messages just build up, and so I do get back to everyone. I just
Yeah. How many followers are you at now roughly on
I was
social?
checking, actually, it's 4,700.
That's so crazy. How long have you had the Instagram for? For like since 2018 or
It's
something?
2 years.
That's
It should be
incredible.
more. Like I'm quite disappointed that it's not even at 10k just now. But
Well, no, 4,000 is so much, but obviously that's
yeah,
a good
people say
attitude to
that,
have to
but
strive
you know,
for more.
on the outside, people think that's loads, but you've always got your
Yeah,
own
you've
personal
always- yeah,
goals. Do you know what I mean?
No,
So-
that's good, and that's
yeah.
just such a good business mind.
But I
to
will say
set.
that you should people need to understand like followers doesn't equal sales. So like
Definitely no.
people
Yeah.
always think like the page with high followers is high sales, but you could have a low follower page and do like amazing sales as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Because I know people with really high, like 40,000 followers, their pictures don't even get 100 likes, and like
Yeah?
I'm not bashing anyone. Like
No,
they tell
no.
me themselves, like I don't know how you do it, but yeah, I'm in a lucky place. Though,
Yeah,
in that
definitely,
sense, yeah.
definitely. Amongst all the bad, what is the most positive thing to come from 2020?
A good break.
Yeah,
I took like 2 or 3 months off, and it was a good refresher because
Yeah.
I was going like a train non-stop. Like I was working hard from August, and then I opened the shop. I made a website. Like it was just not like I done it with Andrew as well. Like it was just non-stop taking pictures, doing
Yeah,
this and
yeah.
that. You know what I mean? The calendar was full. I'm going to Glasgow, going to London, doing all this. I remember I went to London. Actually, I went to New York, and I was just constantly replying to messages and stuff. You know what I mean? That's what it's like having your own business. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't, you're not going to escape it. But eventually this year, because of COVID, I eventually managed to take time off.
No,
So
that's good. Yeah,
it's good to get a breather.
Yeah, I think everyone's had that as well.
Yeah.
And people have kind of realised that time on your own is
Yeah,
good, and they can
definitely,
entertain
yeah.
themselves and like just
You need to
Yeah.
take a break from the world. Do you
Yeah,
know what
just
I mean?
have-
It's not all about money. It's not all
No.
about staying busy. Like it's all right to take a wee break once in a while.
yeah, just purely spending time alone
Yeah, yeah.
in your house.
That's
and
another
it.
reason I'm not too worried about followers, because I know I would have like a couple of thousand more if I didn't take time off. But
No, but it's
the
important.
time
it's
off has
important to
done
be
way
good.
better for me than
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I was just losing the passion and drive. So now it feels
No,
good to
that's
be
good.
back in
Yeah,
it, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because I always watch videos on YouTube of people with their own businesses, and they're saying like, you go for too long, you'll just burn yourself out.
Yeah.
And that's what I done basically.
Yeah, and you don't want to lose that, especially. You don't want
And
to.
it's in such a good place as well for my age. Like
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. You don't want to lose the love for it and the
Mm.
enjoyment of it, especially because you don't want it to. Because this is the fact that you can make money off of like.
a hobby.
Like, yeah, and your interests and your hobbies and just things that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
That's like amazing that
Yeah,
can
yeah,
like,
yeah. No, I'm
like pay
blessed,
bills
I'm
for it.
blessed,
It's
yeah.
crazy. So next one is, how did you grow your following on social media?
Just a straightforward answer, just like the domino effect. Yeah, it's just like one person sees. I always gave my my business cards with the orders.
And do you felt like that helped a
Yeah,
lot?
big time. Yeah. People would always post on their story, and then they'd like tag me. Like last night, got a pair of shoes for someone, Bape Clark's Wallabies.
Oh
and
right, yeah.
They reposted it this morning, and I already got like 10-20 followers off that.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
so it counts.
Yeah, just purely word of mouth.
I've got
pretty
I've
much.
got like customers with like 20,000-30,000 followers, and they repost, and I think at one point, I think I got like 100 followers in like a couple of hours off one
Wow,
guy. Yeah,
that's crazy.
that's mad. Yeah.
That's so cool. Right, next question is, Okay, it's worded kind of weirdly, but it's assumption that you have access to multiple discounts at multiple
Oh yeah,
stores.
I've seen this one. Yes,
that-
it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not going to hide it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've got.
I mean,
that's
lots of
fair
people
enough,
have. It's yeah. There's not much else I can say. Like loads of people have discounts to high-end stores.
And is it just is it just a case of like either you know a person who runs a shop or you've got friendly with somebody that's run the shop?
Yeah, it's more. Again, it's about who you know. Like it's just
Right, yeah.
you know, if I know someone who works there that can get me a friends and family discount, I'll take
Yeah.
it. If not, then I'll just leave it. But
Yeah, and
for
that's fair
the
enough.
majority of high-end stores, I can get a discount for stuff that I want, and for my own customers as well.
Yeah.
they know that. So.
No, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair enough. And the last question: how much effort and what goes on behind the scenes actually opening shop, fees, etc. Worded a bit weird, but I guess what the guy was meaning is like how much does it take and like to open a shop? Like I guess like with the grind and
I
stuff
know what
like
you
that,
mean,
and
yeah.
getting it up and running.
I found you need to get the right space. You don't need to necessarily go for like the biggest place or the biggest shop.
Yeah.
You can go like how I just went for an office space. This was enough for me what I needed it for. The effort was like just going out and finding the place, and then getting like equipment and stuff like that to make it what it looks like. But I mean, most of the effort was actually into building the business and getting followers and attention and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then everything else came naturally. But I mean, opening the shop and stuff, it wasn't too difficult. I knew I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So when you've got the mindset of you want to do something, it'll happen.
Yeah,
Eventually.
you wanted to have
Yeah.
like a physical space
Yeah,
for it. Yeah.
So I mean, eventually it happened, and then it just ended up working out that the shop wasn't financially the best thing for me to do,
Yeah.
and staying online was. So
Yeah, and especially I think like a lot of businesses have probably changed the way they
big
delegate
time.
because of COVID
Yeah.
and like maybe like instead of like people going here and there, they will just
Yeah.
do Zoom calls or
Yeah.
Microsoft Teams or whatever instead. So it's probably changed how a lot of businesses are going to operate forever.
Yeah, brick and mortar's dying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
Nobody's
definitely.
opening retail stores. Like everyone's going to the online thing. So
Yeah.
it's also good that I didn't go out and buy a shop.
Yes. Yeah.
Because imagine I'd probably be at a loss because of the timing and all that. So.
Was the plan to start with a space like this and then eventually have like a retail like
Yeah.
shop in the
Yeah.
centre? Yeah.
But no, it doesn't phase me.
Nah, it doesn't. Nah, there wouldn't be much point. I mean, it's
It's
good.
good,
To have,
yeah.
It's good
You
to have a
should-
physical
yeah,
space.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
good to like see this idea
Yeah.
in person.
Yeah, and build
have-
your vision. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
build
It's good
it
to
from
see
there.
it. Imagine standing in front of it and just saying like, okay,
This is mine.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've
that's
got
great.
to this point. But
Like 80%.
I think
of
being
it.
smart about it is the best way to go about it.
Yeah,
rather than
definitely.
Just what looks good.
Well, it's like even like a lot of people put in so much effort into websites and stuff, where they should just be probably putting it into like places like Instagram, Twitter, and like YouTube and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And although I think it's more the premise of like it's so easy to upload something onto these things, but if you have your site, it's all like to your own
Just laid out.
thing.
Yeah.
But end of the day, that you're just going to get more traffic on
Yeah,
these
you need
places.
to find what works best for you.
Yeah, definitely.
I get people asking me all the time like, how do you do this and how do you do that? Like my advice won't work for everyone. Like what works for me.
Yeah.
I'm not in a space to give advice at the moment anyway, but what I can say is like you need to find the groove that works for you and stick with that.
Yeah.
Because I know that people have gave me advice and I've tried their advice and that's not worked for me, but it's worked really well for them. So just the same how stuff will work for me, it won't work for everyone else.
No, and that's fair enough. Yeah.
So I suppose it goes in hand in hand. Like you just need to find what works for you. But
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
yeah.
And suppose a last question I have for you is before we wrap up. Where do you want to take Sourced in the next few years? Like, what was like your ultimate goal for Sourced, or even if that might have changed now, like where do you want to see Sourced go in the next, say, 5-10 years?
Yeah, I'd love to just keep doing what I'm doing just now. Like, we just got into that about the shop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That used to be the goal, to have a shop.
And you've hit it, yeah.
Yeah, and then I had the shop, and then I used to want to have like an actual store, like like a walk-in store
Yeah.
in a shopping centre or even just outdoors. And now it's changed. Like I just don't think that would be viable at the
Yeah,
moment. So
yeah.
probably not that. Now it's probably just be to like grow the online the online sales and the page, and it's got a lot of potential. Like there's a lot of competition, but there's always competition in business.
Of course,
you just have to find
competition's healthy.
yeah. So you just need to find your way to success, really, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's not like a tough competition either. It's just like someone else is doing something and I'm doing the same thing, but we've both got customers. Like people go with who they want to go with. So.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yeah, and you build relationships just.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like I would really want to expand the relationships, and I do know a lot of people in good places just now, but you can never know enough people, and there's always someone who will help you in a different way than other people.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Actually, no, I actually do have one more question. I've just
Go
thought of there. Have you ever thought about making your own clothing or anything like that?
Don't get me started. Like, this is a big thing for me. Like, I kick myself like all the time for it because I think it would have done really well. But the market is saturated as hell right now.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of people are trying to do it, and it works for people. It doesn't work for some people.
Yeah.
And I think if I'd done it at the same time that I started this, and I wasn't so hesitant, then I would have been fine. But the reason I didn't at the beginning was because I didn't have the funds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could either have put the funds into that or put the funds into this.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And it wasn't enough for me to half the money and do two things.
No. Yeah.
I
That
needed
makes sense.
I
Yeah.
needed
It's
the
good.
full
Yeah. To focus on one thing
for growth.
initially. Yeah.
I would like to do it still. I always have thoughts about doing it, but it's just not something that I'm focused on.
Not at the moment. No, you just focus on sourcing.
I do get people asking all the time that you should make this, and I've had designs drawn up like 3 or 4 times now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay. So
it's just something that I've never stuck with.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
What, changing like the name of it or like the way it looks?
Changing name, branding, like different logos. I went through the whole process like
Right.
3 or 4
Okay.
times.
Yeah.
Like whether I want it to be left, right,
Right.
half
Yeah.
zip, quarter zip,
Yeah.
all that. I've went through all that, but I've just never stuck. I've got a box of samples at home.
Oh, do you?
I've just never done anything with them.
Right. Okay.
So
I didn't realise that you went like that.
I've
far
never told
into it.
anyone. Like I just tried it for myself,
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah.
and I just I got busy, and there's not really an excuse. But
No,
I
yeah,
just
that's
didn't go
fair.
through with it. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's fair enough. Yeah, and ever in the future, you know, you've always got like the funding off source. To be
Yeah,
able
that's
to
right.
start
Yeah.
that up
I mean,
as
I
well.
could do it if I wanted to do it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that the saturation's high, and
Yeah,
there's a lot of people trying
definitely.
to do it. I wouldn't want to do it and then it fails, but risk is
Yeah.
the thing that it makes it or breaks it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You have to risk stuff with
Yeah.
especially with clothing as well, because fashion's ever changing.
Yeah, you've got yours as well, so.
Yeah, and well, again, I've kind of been like fucked out of that with COVID being on. I've just not had the money to fund it or anything like that. Like I had stuff like samples where I'd had everything like made up and been in contact with like printers and suppliers and that and stuff. Samples had been getting sent back and forth, and COVID came and I just thought, there's just no point. this isn't going to be able to be made in time. So stuff's been scrapped, and I'm just trying to put money aside and stuff like that to fund like bits and pieces here and there. Hopefully in the next couple of months I'll be able
Should
to
try
get
before
some stuff.
Christmas, just to get.
Yeah, I'll try and get maybe even these out. Try and get them printed up. I've had a quote from them, so I know what I'm doing with them. I just need to try and
bring it to life.
Yeah, just try and get it back up and running. But
no, I think it's a good thing to be into. It's fun as well.
It's more the fun of it for me. Obviously, I want to make money, but the main thing for me is I just love either like drawing something out and then making it on the computer and then sending it off, and like a few days later you've got it in person. Like your ideas like literally become a physical thing. Like that's the main fun of it for me.
You can't always focus about the money.
No, like
I've fun.
Yeah, like I've had this for like months. I've had this for ages because I just wanted to make one for me, and then I thought, well, I could and kind of getting talked to about it from people I was wearing it around, like saying, "Oh, are they coming out? Are they coming out?" My intention wasn't even to like put it out. It was just something for me to wear and kick about in. But I've had a lot of people like show interest in it, so I think, and that's the thing as well. Like I've made stuff in the past that I thought people would enjoy and would like, under the assumption that people like things plain or whatever, and they do shit. But the things I've made for me, that's
people like it
because I've put like I've been genuine with it, and I think people can see that if you've made something that you actually enjoy and like. Yeah. Like people can tell.
Yeah, organic growth is the best.
Definitely, yeah. And you know, if people are on board with it, then amazing. If they're not, either way, I'm making like things that I enjoy, and I think that's the main thing. Of course, you have to be smart with it, and like try and make things that would work in like the climate of fashion and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you just have to find that fine balance between like whatever your tastes are and like what is the expected thing to have. Definitely.
Okay.
Right, well I think I've asked you pretty much everything I want to ask you. Thank you for coming on today. I really appreciate your time and letting us be here and stuff like that.
Thanks for having me.
Be sure to follow Firaz and follow So Shop and follow Balcony as well. Thank you for watching, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy your weekend.